Welcome to John's Desk. Today I'm going to be showing you one of the easiest ways to send encrypted email. I'm going to show you from start to finish using real-world examples how it's done with GPG for USB. It's one of the best and simplest programs out there. This program allows you to put it on a USB stick or simply just install it to your computer. It works on Windows, Linux, and Mac is coming soon. I'll be giving you a thorough walkthrough of the entire program so you understand not only how to encrypt and decrypt messages but also to sign messages and how to verify messages from others. So let's get started. First you'll need to navigate to gpg4usb.org, and once there go ahead and go to download GPG for USB on the right side and come over here under file name. Go ahead and download the file, and I already have it downloaded to save time, so go ahead and pause the video, and once you download the video, go ahead and start playing it again. So now that you downloaded the program, go ahead and go to your Windows Explorer, or you can just type it in over here, Windows Explorer, and go to where you downloaded it, whether that's desktop or a download folder. Extract all the files, and I'm going to put it on the desktop just for demonstration purposes. Now, as I said, with this program, you can run it from a USB stick or a thumb drive, whatever you want to call it. That means I can just cut this folder and I could paste it on the thumb drive, or you could paste it wherever you would want and it'll work just the same. I'm going to move it back. So go ahead and open the folder, and you'll see a file called Start Windows. Go ahead and click that, double click that, and click Run. Quickly, for those of you who want to use it on Linux, I'm going to demonstrate on how to use it on Tails, which I think is actually a great option if you don't want to use the applet or Claws Mail. All you need to do is download it the same. It should be in your Tor browser folder. Extract it just as you would on Windows. And if you have a persistence folder, that would be a great idea. It'll save and run the program just as it would on Windows, so I highly recommend that. But for this example, I'm going to be exporting it to my desktop since I'm using a virtual box. Now that you have the extracted folder open, you can just click Start Linux 32-bit, double click that, or if you need to, open up your terminal, drag and paste it in there, erase the quotes, and just hit enter, and there we have it. And you should be able to run the rest of the tutorial just as you would on Windows. Alright, so now that we have the program started up, I hope you really stick with me till the end, because I'm going to show you everything you need to know about this program. And I'm going to give you real-world examples that you could practice yourself, and you could even send me an email that I'll reply to. So first you can choose your language, just click Next for default. Alright, next you're given a few options. First you can create a new pair or import your keys. If you're new to GPG, you'll want to go ahead and create a new pair, and I'll walk you through that. And here's a short description about your key pair, which consists of your public and private key. And your public key is what you will post online, give to people, so they can send you encrypted messages. But you need your private key to decrypt and sign messages. So let's go ahead and create a new key. Click that. And now, depending on your use, you may want to use a real name, you may want to use a false name. For this example, I'm going to use the alias John Doe. I went ahead and set up an email address so I could show you in a real world example. So that's John Doe example at ruggedinbox.com. You can add a publicly displayed comment if you wish. I personally leave it blank, but that's up to you. Now you'll want to set an expiration date, and you can always prolong this in the future. So the expiration date is not set in stone unless you neglect to change it later down the road. So I'm going to set mine for 2 years. You really want to do somewhere between 6 months and 2 years at most, but I'm going to go ahead and just set 2 years. And then the key size you'll want to set to the maximum strength at 4096. And your password should be at least 32 characters long and closer to the maximum of 64 characters as possible. It shouldn't contain solely dictionary words. You should throw in some symbols, numbers, etc. in there. For this example, I'm going to use a 1-character password. Don't do this, obviously. But I'm setting this up purely as an example, and I'm going to be disposing of this account afterwards. And now the program is going to generate your key, and it does this by collecting random data, and so you'll need to use your computer during this time. You can just look at some websites, listen to music, open some pictures. The more you're doing, the better, and it'll notify you when it's done. Alright, so now that our key has been created, go ahead and click OK, and you can uncheck this if you wish. And now over here on the right side we can see that our key was created, and you would call this your key ring, because if you import other people's public key, they'll be listed here as well. So now that we have our own GPG key, the first thing you may want to do is you want to send an encrypted message to somebody. Well, how do you do that? Well, first they also need to have a GPG key, and you need to obtain their public key. And there's 3 common ways you'll obtain their public key. The first is they may have their key uploaded to a public key server, and if we go over here to import key and click key server, we can search for their name, their email address, or their key ID, which is part of their fingerprint. So if you know somebody who has a key already, you can go ahead and type in their name, or if you want to send me a practice email, you can go ahead and search for John's Desk on YouTube, and hit enter or hit search. And it should be the only one that pops up, but if it's not, you'll need to look at the key ID over here, and I'll post it as my fingerprint in the description. And you just need to compare the numbers and make sure that it's mine. So go ahead and click import, and it's going to display the information again for the key you imported, and then click close. And now it's over here in our key ring. Here's John's Desk on YouTube and his email address, and we now have his public key. And before we move on, I want to go ahead and demonstrate quickly the other methods, as they are common. So the first is if somebody just posted on a website, they send it to you in an email, and it looks like a bunch of text, a bunch of gibberish. So it may look like this, and it says begin PGP public key block and end PGP public key block. And you're like, what do I do with this? So first, go ahead and highlight it all. You can press Control A or traditional drag. Copy it, and now it's on your clipboard. We can go over here to import key and click clipboard, and it's going to add it to our keyring just as it did previously. All we need to do is click OK, and here's the one I just added. So I deleted that key for demonstration purposes because we're going to do something with it later. And so the third and final method is maybe they send you an ASC file or a text file, and it basically is a text file that contains this message, the public GPG key block in it, and you can just, and it's already saved to a file, and you can just click File and then click on it like any other file, and it'll import it just the same. Great, so now we have somebody's public key, and for this example I'm using my John's Desk at YouTube key. And for this example, remember, I am John Doe, and John's Desk on YouTube is just the person I'm going to be sending my messages to. They could be a friend or anybody else. So now I'm going to send a message to John's Desk on YouTube at yahoo.com. So first I'm going to type in my message. So now that we've written our message, we go over here and click John's Desk on YouTube if we haven't already, and you see right here it says Encrypt 4, and all we need to do is go ahead and click Encrypt, and then it creates our encrypted message. And you can see here it says Begin PGP Message and End PGP Message. All we need to do is hit Control A, or you can just highlight it all and copy it. And then all we have to do is paste it in our email and send it off. And I'll demonstrate that for you. And I have an email already open. And I'm going to compose a new message. And I'm sending it to John's Desk on YouTube at yahoo.com. I'm going to leave the subject line blank. And then I'm just going to paste it in here. And then we can send it off. There was just a warning about no subject, and I'm going to go ahead and click Send Message. And that's it. But of course, they need to be able to send you an encrypted message back in return. And how will they do that? Well, first, they need your public key. So in the next step, I'll be demonstrating how to send somebody your public key. So we can go ahead and close this out, as it's just our old message that we already emailed. There's a couple ways of going about this. First, you'll need to go to Manage Keys. Then go ahead and check the box for your name and click Export to File. And you can name it whatever you wish. John Doe example underscore public key. And I'm going to put it on my desktop. I'm going to click Save. Or we can click Export to Clipboard. And then all you need to do is paste it in an email, paste it on a website, or paste it into a text file, as I'll demonstrate here. It would have been a good idea to send it in the email. I could have just pasted it in and then also paste our encrypted message. Or you could choose to attach the file and chosen the file that we exported when we clicked Export to File. And you can see it created an ASC file. And all we need to do is choose that, and the other person on the other end can import that into their keyring. Now let's go back to the file we created when we clicked Export to File. As I just mentioned, you could attach it in an email, or you can go ahead and open up your browser, and I'm going to show you how to upload it to a public key server. So here are two of the many key servers, and one fact about the key servers is they share the keys among themselves. So once you upload it to one key server, it'll find its way to another key server. It just may take a few days or a week or so. The first one is pgp.mit.edu, which is what we searched earlier within the program. And the second one is keyserver.php. pgp.com, and they're both HTTPS. So when you go ahead and navigate to them, their key submission is both a little different, so I'll go ahead and demonstrate both. If we're going to pgp.mit.edu first, and their page, the way you submit the key is by pasting in your public key. So if you want to be able to do this, open up the program again, go to make sure your name is checked, and then export to clipboard, and go back to your web browser. Then all you need to do is paste it in here and make sure it says NPGP public key block. And now we can just submit this key to the key server and click that button. So now I'll also demonstrate how to upload your key if you chose the export to file option. And we're going to do that by navigating to https keyserver.pgp.com. Then we'll go to publish your key over here down on the left side. And now we're going to click browse, and you're going to look for your file just as you would attach any other file to your email. And here's our John Doe example public key ASC file. Click that, and then you go over here on the right and you click upload. And it's simple as that. So now that we uploaded our keys to the public key server, our friend was able to download our public key, and they sent us an email, so let's check it out. So here we got an email reply from John's desk on YouTube, and you can see here it says begin PGP message, and if we scroll all the way down, you'll see it says end PGP message, and there's nothing else. So what we're going to do is want to copy all of this, open up our program again. We'll need a notepad, so you can go to file, new, just like that, and paste that in here. And then all we need to do is click decrypt. Now you enter your password, click OK, or hit enter. And then here's our message. It says, hello John Doe, good job getting GPG for USB working. And it was as simple as that to decrypt the message. There's a quick note I want to make real quick concerning security. You want to make sure that the public key you are obtaining has not been compromised in any way. To be absolutely sure the public key you downloaded or obtained is legitimate, you want to meet them in person and exchange fingerprints. So for example, if you go to your name and you right click and then click show key details, it says right here your fingerprint, your key fingerprint. You want to write that down on a piece of paper or print a bunch of them out and then give it to the other person. So when they go to download your public key, they can check it, and you could check theirs in the same manner. But here's John's desk on YouTube. Click show key details, and right here it shows the fingerprint for the public key that you downloaded for that person. And John should have gave you his fingerprint in person, and it should match this exactly. Exactly. So awesome. Now you've created your GPG key, you've sent an encrypted email, you've got a return email, and you decrypted that. But there's a little bit more to this program that could be extremely useful for you to learn. You can follow along and do this yourself, as I'm going to be obtaining a public key from a website and verifying a signed message, as well as showing you how to sign a message yourself. And I'll explain and demonstrate that right now. So first we're going to close this out and create a new message. So say I had a website, a blog, or any other format that I would need to leave publicly visible messages and demonstrate that it was actually I who left that message. So let's create an example here. We're just going to type in, hello everyone, everything is 100% well on our end. Administrator. So now that we typed our message, we're going to choose our key over here on the right side, and we're going to click sign. And then we're going to need to type in our password. Click OK. And you'll see here it says begin PGP signed message. And it says hello everyone. Everything is 100% well on our end. Administrator. And then it says begin PGP signature and end PGP signature, which allows everyone to verify that this message was written by the administrator or us, John Doe. And I'm going to show you how to do that right now using a real-world example that you can follow along and do yourself. So first let's close this out. We're not going to save it. Go ahead and open up File, New, get a fresh clipboard, and we're going to go to a website called ivpn.net. It's a VPN provider who has a warrant canary, and then once that is loaded, scroll all the way to the bottom, and here you want to click Warrant Canary, and you'll see a message, and here's their Begin PGP signed message and their publicly viewable message. And then it says Begin PGP signature. And we'll need to add their public key to our key ring so we can verify the signature. So go to this address, you can just copy it and right click it and open a link in a new tab, or paste it into the browser. And here I've already opened it up, and now we're going to highlight everything, Control A, and then copy it, Control C. We're going to go back to our program now, so we can just go to Import Key and click Clipboard since we copied it off the website, and it should automatically pop up with the IVPN administrator public key, and it should show the fingerprint, and click OK. So now we have the IVPN administrator public key on our keyring. So now let's go back to the browser and to the Warrant Canary page where it has the PGP signed message. And what we're going to want to do is copy that from where it says PGP signed message all the way down to end PGP signature. So that includes the message and the signature. And we're going to want to paste it in here. Control V. And then all we need to do is go to verify, and if it turns green, that means it is verified that the signature did check out and the message was written by them. And if you go to details, it'll show their fingerprint and any additional information, and it automatically checks for you against their public key. And the last thing I want to show you how to do is how to encrypt a file with PGP or decrypt the file. So we can go ahead and close this out. Go to File here, click Encrypt File, and for input we're going to choose the file we want to send. We're going to send the Tor browser, just for example, and you'll see right here the output was automatically selected. It was changed to .asc, and we're going to choose who we're encrypting the file for, and we're going to send it to John's desk on YouTube. Please don't send me any files though. And click OK. And once the file is done encrypting, and it'll show you where it saved the file to and what the name of the file is. Just click OK. As well as File Decrypt. All you need to do is select the input, which is the file, and click OK. Congratulations on setting up your key. Hopefully you can encrypt and decrypt messages now using GPG for USB. If you would like to send me an email, that is perfectly okay. You can search my public key and download it. Just follow along in the video. Of course, I have other videos if you want to check them out. I'll be creating many more in the future. So thanks for watching. Catch you next time.
We pledge allegiance to the flag